Hello friends. Ever since I made my video discussing Red Velvet's strengths and weaknesses, a lot of you have been asking me to make this a series on my channel. And a lot of you ask me to talk about Twice as a group. Keep in mind that I am talking about Twice as someone who is a once. Nothing I say is meant to be malicious or hateful. These are just my honest opinions about Twice as a group. With that out of the way, let's begin. Individual members. Chaeyoung. Even though she's the lead dancer in Twice, I don't think she's the best dancer. I also think that while her voice suits Twice's concepts, I don't really like her voice in general because her vocals don't match her age. She also tends to lack in her stage presence when it isn't her turn to sing. However, Chaeyoung is one of my favorite centers of the third generation. Her vocals, looks, and dancing combined really captures the essence of Twice, and I find myself watching her fan cams a lot. Chaeyoung. Chaeyoung has my favorite voice in Twice and one of my favorite voices in K-pop. Unlike the other members, her voice is very mature and strong. While her voice doesn't really suit Twice's concept, I love listening to her parts in songs and I hope she gets more chances to shine in the future. While Chaeyoung has improved in her dancing a lot since debut, she still tends to be kind of stiff while dancing and sometimes her stage presence falters. She also needs to work on her projection, as it's kind of difficult to hear her vocals in live performances. Momo, one of the best dancers in K-pop. She can pull off both cute and girl crush concepts. She has amazing stage presence and she is the member I find myself watching fan cams of the most. But we all know by now that Momo isn't a good vocalist, and I really wish JYP would bring back her vocals from 16. In my opinion, Momo is much better as a dancer and a rapper than she is as a vocalist. Sana is probably the most underrated member of Twice in terms of talent. She has improved so much in her singing and dancing, and in my opinion, she is one of the most talented members of Twice. I wish JYP would give her more chances to show off her skills because she is extremely talented, and it makes me sad that she's only recognized for her quote-unquote ditzy personality instead of her talent. Jihyo. While Jihyo's voice is not my favorite in Twice, I think her voice suits Twice's concept the best and she is the main vocalist for a reason. Her voice is a good combination of both Chaeyoung and Chaeyoung's voices. Her dancing is also extremely underrated and I feel like she should be one of the main dancers. Although for the main vocalist of a group, Jihyo is pretty average. Mina. I've talked about this before, but I don't think Mina is a good vocalist. Her vocals are pretty weak, and her voice is underdeveloped. And even though she is one of the main dancers in Twice, I don't think she pulls off their choreo that well. Mina was trained in ballet, and I think she is an amazing ballet dancer, but Twice's choreo isn't really centered around the type of dance that she's good at, and she tends to look stiff at times. In the future I hope Twice's choreo will be centered more around ballet, so Mina can show off her dancing skills in a style that she is familiar with. Chaeyoung. I think that while Chaeyoung's vocals are kind of bland, her singing skills are better than her rapping skills, and she should be given more vocal lines in Twice's songs. I feel like her voice suits their concept well and a lot of their songs feel incomplete without her voice. Chaeyoung is also an extremely underrated dancer and in my opinion she should hold the position of lead dancer. Chaeyoung. I've talked about this before, but in my opinion Chaeyoung is one of the most well-rounded idols of this generation. She can sing, rap, dance, and her visuals suit both cute and girl crush concepts. She is criminally underrated both by JYP and the general public. I hope in the future Twice split into subunits, so Chaeyoung can get a chance to show off how talented she is. Chewy. Before I say this, keep in mind that I adore Chewy. She is an angel and she has been through so much especially at her age and she doesn't deserve any of the hate she gets. But in my opinion Chewy is a perfect example of how being pretty will get you anywhere in K-pop. Her voice has improved since debut, but her vocals are still very bland, and even though she is the lead dancer in Twice, her movements seem rushed and sloppy at times. I don't think Chewy is completely talentless and like I said she has improved since debut, but there is nothing about her singing or dancing that stands out and I honestly feel like she could use more training. Even though I am a once, it is obvious to me that Chewy was put in Twice for the sole reason that she is pretty, and her looks are the main appeal of Twice. Now on to Twice as a whole. Pros. Twice are a very public friendly group. Their songs are very catchy, and their choreo is memorable and easy to follow. The members of Twice all have lovable personalities. In my opinion, they are the most naturally funny girl group out there right now, and I love watching any variety show they are on because they are so entertaining both individually and as a whole. They are the most popular girl group in Asia and they're not even 4 years into their career yet, and it's very likely their fan base will keep growing. They are all extremely hard workers. Cons: Twice are not a very well-rounded group. Their vocal line is weak in comparison to other groups, and while there are members who can dance very well, there are members who struggle a lot with the choreography. In fact, most onces recognize that Twice are lacking in certain areas. Their main appeal will always be their catchy songs, choreo, personalities, and not their talent. That's all for this video. Please remember that I am not trying to offend anyone and that this is all subjective. I hope you all enjoyed and feel free to comment your opinions on this video below.